Homage to the Blessed One, Noble One, the rightly self-awakened One. Homage to the Blessed One, Noble One, the rightly self-awakened One. Homage to the Blessed One, Noble One, the rightly self-awakened One. As we are aware of, today is the important day in the Buddha Sasana, the day that commemorates when the Buddha was born, attained enlightenment, and passed away into parinibbana. It has now been 2,624 years since the enlightenment of the Buddha. The great being, the bodhisattva, the Buddha to be, with full parami, spiritual perfections, was born into this world, and this was an incredibly difficult birth. It was a birth that was for the benefit of all humanity. And the birth of the Buddha was not just being born in one life, but it contains the parami that the Buddha had built until it was completely full in all aspects and all types. And for the Buddha to build his parami to be full was not easy. He needed effort, a supreme resolution, having perseverance, imbued with committed effort, imbued with very sharp and courageous wisdom, imbued with firm determination that did not waver, and imbued with metta and karuna, love and compassion for all the sentient beings in the future that wanted them all to be free from suffering. These four distinctions were important resources or important ways that the bodhisattva must practice firmly with until attaining the goal, that is bodhinyana, the wisdom of enlightenment. So whoever aspires to become a Buddha is able to aspire to it, but it is only for a tiny few that their aspiration and determination will succeed. Our Buddha, when he was a bodhisattva, he offered himself up in order to help sentient beings who had all sorts of suffering, difficulties, and troubles. He had unequaled power and strength that could free beings from samsara, the never-ending cycle of birth and death. One could compare the bodhisattva's effort and determination to swimming across the great ocean in this world, going back and forth 1,000,000 times, or many millions of times. The bodhisattva had the perseverance to swim across this ocean successfully. No matter whatever obstacles he faced, he would not be discouraged from the difficulties and struggles. The bodhisattva was unyielding to get to the highest goal through his love and resolution for bodhinyana. This made the bodhisattva have the resolution to overcome any obstacles. No matter what came to impede the way, he wouldn't be discouraged. The bodhisattva had to attain to becoming a Samma Sambuddha, a rightly self-awakened Buddha. The bodhisattva had sharp wisdom as well. He knew causes and results, and was able to think and contemplate rapidly. He had the ability to quickly overcome any problems that had arisen at that moment with incredible effectiveness. The bodhisattva had mindfulness and wisdom that could differentiate between good and bad, of what should be done and what shouldn't be done, and of what after doing it would give what level of benefit, good or bad. Here the bodhisattva's wisdom knowledge could analyze it very quickly. After doing something, whether positive or negative benefit would arise for oneself or others. And the bodhisattva was especially courageous. He could decide on dilemmas in a way that he thought would benefit others the most, he could make that decision. We can see that every bodhisattva has a firm aspiration. Their minds do not waver. Their mind is resolute, determined in what they are doing. Whatever they do that is meritorious and good, then they would not be stopped from doing it. They would not think of giving it up until that duty had been completed to the utmost. Their success would not be stopped or given up before it was achieved. And this Dhamma aspiration would meet with 3 Dhammas, that is, having effort and determination, having patient endurance, and having truthfulness. Practicing the life of a bodhisattva has 2 aspects, about being interrelated and connected, and having the duty to practice for benefit. These are 2 characteristics that all bodhisattvas have to have, of which both give benefit. This is having a close connection to others and doing things to benefit others, which has no boundaries. However it is, the individual that wants to practice to becoming a Buddha must pass practicing as a bodhisattva first, which means having excellent, noble virtues. They have to have met a past Buddha before. They have to have made the spiritual determination before and have received a prediction from the Buddha, like our Buddha having received a prediction from a past Buddha. The bodhisattva practiced building his barami for 4 immeasurable number of aeons, and before that he had already built his barami for 16 immeasurable number of aeons. So after receiving the prediction, he then had to continue building barami for another 4 immeasurable number of aeons. The bodhisattva had the aspiration to undertake 4 vows. I will give up all the mental defilements. I will know all the Dhammas masterfully. I will help all sentient beings completely. I will practice to attain the unsurpassed perfect enlightenment of a Buddha. Here the Buddha was a bodhisattva who had full barami, then was born complete with mindfulness and wisdom, who would search for the way to be liberated from suffering. And when the barami of the bodhisattva was full, at 29 years old, he left and renounced the world. He looked for a teacher until he practiced under them, being the best and most excellent, until the 2 teachers, Alara and Uddaka, wanted to give him the position to teach their disciples. But the bodhisattva thought this was not the highest knowledge of enlightenment. So he continued to look for the path, and he thought that torturing the body may be one path, so he practiced it fully with his utmost strength, and he passed out 3 times. For others, they would not have been able to survive it. The bodhisattva gained mindfulness and wisdom, and contemplated that he had practiced the torturing of the body to the fullest, and would not be able to attain this way. So he went back to taking food from an offering of 49 mouthfuls of rice milk from Lady Sujata. And after the bodhisattva had eaten it, he floated the golden tray, and then he walked to cross the Niranjara river, and went to sit under the Bodhi tree. The bodhisattva entered the 1st jhana, entered the 4th jhana. He could do it, even though there were obstacles from all of Mara's hordes, but the bodhisattva had made the mental determination that he would not get up from his seat. His seat was the diamond throne. It was only for the one who had a diamond heart that would attain enlightenment. He contemplated that all phenomena arise dependent on other phenomena, that we call Ida Pachayata, or the 12 links of dependent origination, or which is the teaching at the heart of all the Buddha's teachings. Contemplating it with his sharp wisdom and seeing into the nature of conditioned arising, including the causes for suffering to arise, that is, avijja, tanha, upadana, ignorance, craving, and attachment, or having vijja, knowledge, is a cause as well. It is the cause that leads suffering to cease. That is the knowing of the way it is, and then one can give up tanha, craving. Freedom from suffering arises. This is called nibbana. So the bodhisattva attained enlightenment, becoming the Samma Sambuddha under the Mahabodhi tree, and this was the second birth of our Buddha. So today is the commemoration of the day when the Buddha was enlightened and spread the teachings for 45 years, and then passed away into parinibbana in the town of Kushinara. We come to recollect and have determination to puja and chant, sit meditation and develop our minds, and we will circumambulate 3 times around the Uposatha hall, or if we are at home, we hold our flowers in puja, homage to the Buddha. It is a puja to the Sasada, the founder of the Dhamma, that has told us the path which will let us see clearly into the Dhamma, which is that all things are conditional to each other. There is arising and ceasing. We will then meet with the emptiness in the heart. There is emptiness even when we are seeing it. There is rupa, vedana, sanya, sankara, vijnana, forms, feelings, perception, mental formations, and consciousness. And this is the 5 khandhas, which is there, but the heart does not go to attach with the 5 khandhas. The heart is emptiness. When we see the 5 khandhas are not us, then our minds do not go to attach to it being us. This is the heart seeing the Dhamma, even when the 5 khandhas are still there, but we see it only according to conventions. But one who goes to attach and clings to the 5 khandhas as being a self does not exist. This is the heart which is emptiness. In this emptiness, the 5 khandhas exist, but there is the knowing of it for what it is, according to the truth. We recollect the Buddha's virtues, which are the highest, having great compassion, that sacrificed his life and all things for humanity, for all the human beings, devas, brahmas, all sentient beings. So may we all be determined to chant the puja verses in praise of the Buddha, Dhamma, and Sangha on this occasion of Visakha Puja with our highest homage and respect. So I encourage all of you in this.